Hey friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media and do all of that, okay? And it's been a while, a lot has happened, so this is gonna be like a mini update video. I moved again, but this time was for my extension year, so yeah. But I also wanted to tell you guys about the horrible au pair experience I literally had in Chicago. It was literally one of the most awkward living situations I've ever been in. And I know I haven't been living with random people, but I'm just saying, it was really horrible. The woman was horrible. And the crazy thing is, we've heard about families from this country being horrible. And not to be biased or anything, but they're not beating the allegations. It was real. It was like, it wasn't that horrible, but mentally it was literally taking everything out of me. I was mentally drained. I hated being there. It was so bad that every time I went out with my friends, every time I had to think about going back to the house, I would literally, like, I hated it. It was horrible. But yeah, so let me get into that. So the thing is, yeah, I feel like from the first day I went there, I knew that it was just not going to be a good place. It's either the first day or the second night there. I knew I was literally not going to enjoy myself. There was just something about it. But you know how crazy and stressful rematch is? I felt like I had no choice because I matched with them the day before my 2 weeks was due, and it was a horrible experience. Like, even just the rematch, because my LCC then was MIA for probably a whole week, and I had to do most things by myself. So I feel like I had no choice. And the fact that I matched with them, knowing that there's this stigma or thing about them, families from that country, but I still matched with it because I was just like, I need to get out of rematch because these rematches that stressful. And she literally proved it to me. Because I remember, I think the first night they had their previous au pair working there. She was only going to leave. And I remember that night when we spoke about, I moved there on a Friday. She worked weekends. Like, I worked every weekend besides that one weekend that you're not allowed to work. And when she told me on the interview that you're gonna work weekends, I was like, okay. I thought she said 2 or 3 weekends, so I was like, okay, maybe 2 weekends would be fine. But I also thought that it meant working in the morning and then being off the rest of the day. But no, I literally found out when I was there, first day or first night, that I have to work 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday, like all those be Saturday and Sundays. And I was just like, but then how do I get time for myself? How do I get time to go out and explore the city? Because this is a cultural exchange program. And I was just like, but you know what? I was there and I was like, okay, I'll make the best of it. It was hard, but I hated working weekends. Like, don't mind working weekends if I have one day off or if I work in the mornings and I'm off in the afternoons. But that was a horrible situation because also when I'm free during the week, my friends are working. So that means I'm gonna have to do stuff by myself. Good. Yeah, I know, it sucked. And another thing is that I remember the previous au pair asking me, did you see the picture of the kids? Like, just that. She asked if I saw the picture of the kids, and I thought it was weird, only to realize that I'm not trying to speak bad or ill about the family, but she wasn't very straightforward or clear about the conditions of the house or the conditions of the babies, because she had twins and one child was physically, you know, um, cute kids, I love them, but felt like she wasn't open about a lot of stuff. So it came as a shock a lot, and that also made things horrible. Also, I got paid 195 child, and I'm just like, you couldn't round it up to 200. It was just like it felt like I was lit. There was nothing good for me in Chicago. The living conditions were bad. The job was bad. I worked weekends. I worked for 195, wiping two poop diapers, and I'm just like, nothing good. Like, even just my personal life, that woman was so obsessed with my personal life that I didn't understand. She was literally stalking me on Instagram. How, I don't know, but it was happening for a while, and I only found out the week before I left, or like 2 weeks before I left. And I'm just like, everything. I remember I once asked for a meeting with my LCC because I'm just like, I'm not gonna live here knowing that I'm carrying so many things emotionally. And so I asked my LCC to organize a meeting between me and the mom, and I just wanted to tell her, like, my mental health was not gonna hold up with how things were, because everything she was complaining about was about me personally, but she would say how good of a job I'm doing. So I'm just like, how are you bothered with my personal life so much, or just things outside work? Because she would count her spoons, like her cutlery, every night apparently, and every time one goes missing, she was like, did you see this? But the thing is, it's how she asked the question. It's like she was accusing me of stealing her forks, and I'm just like, why would I steal your fork? Also, there were people coming in and out. They had a nanny and they had another lady from church that was helping them. So it was different people coming in and out of the house. But because I lived there, I felt like I was given a side eye. And during the meeting, she brought up the fact that I had a glass in my room that I was using, by the way. She was like, she was so mad that she didn't see that glass for like 2 nights. And the LCC was like, I'm sorry, I don't understand why you're upset about the glass. She was like, no, because I'm OCD and I like counting my things. And my LCC was just like, it's not matching. Like, how can you be upset that she's using that glass? Like, I was literally actively using it. It's not like I kept it in the room and hoarding it. And then I returned it actually before that meeting, and she was like, I returned it late when everyone was sleeping, so I was sneaking in the glass. And I'm like, no, I was literally in my room the whole day, and the only time I even went out to take a shower was when everyone was sleeping. So how can you be mad that I'm returning it when I was it was a lot, guys. She was getting mad for weird things. It was, and also the things she would say, she felt like if I sat in the living room, that like I would sit in the living room when I'm done working, because I don't want to go lock myself up in the bedroom. And she would be like, I'm being sneaky and I'm listening to conversations because I'm just sitting there, and she doesn't know why I'm just sitting there. And then when I finally decided to stop trying, like being a part of the family, I would lock myself up in the room, and she would say, oh, I'm not, this is not a cultural exchange because I'm not putting in the effort. I'm always in my room. But I'm like, when I was trying to do that, you felt like I was being sneaky. So which one is it? But it literally got to a point where I just blocked everything mentally, and I just did what I had to do. I did my job how I was supposed to do it, and literally, I left it to work, but everything I had to do in my personal life, it was like I kept it to myself. And like I literally blocked myself up mentally. I just didn't want anything to do with her. It got to that point. But my chat is that she wasn't like that with just me. She was like that with everyone I saw. With everyone. So I know for sure I wasn't a problem. I know for sure she was a problem. And she's probably gonna see this because she's stalking me. But you know what? Oh, do you wanna know how I found out that she's stalking me? So I had gotten a tattoo recently, and I have tattoos by the way. So I got a tattoo recently, and then probably 2 weeks later, I'm listening to gospel, and she's like, "Are you listening to gospel?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Christian music?" I'm like, "Yes." It was on loudspeaker, so she could obviously hear it was gospel, and she's like, "Don't you think that that's hypocritical because you have tattoos and all of that?" I'm like, "No, I don't." And I said, just like how you drink, it's against the Bible to like get drunk. And she started yelling at me. She's like, "Oh, the things you do, I don't like them. They don't go with the rules of my house." She's talking about the things I do outside of the house, outside of my like work environment, like my personal life. She's like, everything you do um goes outside of my Christian home. I'm like, "But I'm Christian, I'm raised Christian, so what do you mean? I don't bring anything into your house. I don't do weird stuff in your house. I literally lock myself up in the room or I'm working. If I'm not, I'm outside with my friends." And she'll be like, "Yeah, that's why, because you sleep with different men. I saw it on your Instagram." I was just like, what? Nothing about my Instagram says I sleep with different men. I don't post men. I don't have men. I was so confused. I kept laughing. I literally laughed the whole day. I was like, what are you even talking about? I literally even posted about it on my Instagram story. Hopefully she saw that. I was like, what about my Instagram says that? And everyone on my Instagram was confused. Like, first of all, why is she concerned about your personal life? And secondly, what men? The fact that she stalked me and had the audacity to say that she doesn't know anything about my personal life. And it's not even like I'm such a bad person to live with. I don't like my thing is I wasn't giving her problems. I wasn't being a bad roommate. She always had to find something to complain about when it comes to me. Always. And it was just like, but why? Like my friends kept saying, I would tell my friend everything. Like, "Oh, this woman's just said this. She just did this." And she's like, "That woman is not a good person." And I was like, you know what? Can't wait to leave this house. I can't wait to leave this house. But I'm glad, I feel like my LCC probably saw it too. And I'm glad my current host family didn't take whatever reference she gave. Because you know how they give a reference on your page. I'm glad they didn't take that. Because I know she probably said a lot of bad things about me. And I'm glad it didn't ruin that experience for me. Because I literally love being here. It's been 3 weeks and I love being here. The family is great. I feel like myself again. I feel happy again and I feel comfortable. That's important to me. I feel very comfortable. I feel welcomed and I feel part of the family, which is great. I'm very excited about this next year and I hope it goes amazing. But anyway, yes, I moved to Maryland, so I'm in the DMV, and that, if you know me, that's one place I wanted to go to. So I'm glad God answered my prayers, and I'm glad, like, God answered a lot of prayers. My mom knew about that woman, and she always told me to pray about it, so I always prayed about it. So I'm glad God came through for me. I'm glad this first year is going good so far, and I hope it continues to be better. But I'm gonna be back on YouTube officially this time, I promise, because I'm in a good space now. So I'm gonna be back. If you guys have any video suggestions that you want me to do, please leave them in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram, as I'm trying to be an Instagram influencer. Okay, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and let's grow this account. Let's make this a wonderful year. I want to do a lot now. Like, I'm excited, and I hope my channel will continue to grow. I actually have a YouTube video I want to upload. I went to New Orleans for my credits in August, and it was horrible. It was great but horrible because it was so hot and we were working a lot. But yeah, I have that. I have to upload it still, and a couple of more things. But if you have any video suggestions, please drop it down below and let's get into it. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on social media. Bye.